Wagwan Jamaicans, and once again welcome back to my YouTube channel. It is the Jamaican Reactions, whereby if it is for the first time you're checking me out, kindly subscribe, like and share to my YouTube channel. And to my returning subscribers, I do say thank you very much for the love and support you are always giving unto me. Happy New Year, guys. I pray that this year will be of full blessings and prosperity unto each and every one of you, and thank you for the support that you have been giving me until this time. To buy on to today's video, guys, it is all about DAMION Crawford and Commander GYLE, to whereby DAMION Crawford was questioning Commander GYLE on where the aid money that they had received from different countries, so as it can help them rebuild Jamaica from the tragedy that was done by Hurricane Melissa went. So I want you to watch this entire video to the end, and I'll be back with a few comments.
Thank you very much, and thanks for the time and the effort and your contribution. Approximately how many communities have had major damage, and it can be reserved to the major parishes? Approximately how many communities do you have that information?
In terms of that damage, we are tracking 182 communities that would have suffered what we would consider Tier 1 and Tier 2 damage. Tier 1 damage is up to 50% of damage. So roof will be gone, roofing elements will be gone. Tier 1 is 65% over, to include the total loss of the building.
Around 52 communities.
182 communities.
82. What is the definition of community are we using?
So right now we're using the SDC boundaries for a community.
These communities would have 1,000, 2,000 units in the space based on the 50% damage, Tier 1, Tier 2. Enough houses in the space. They're not lanes. I'm trying to make sure the people understand that a community don't mean my lane, as we have often used a community. It's a fairly large space as a community. Okay. Approximately how many people have been major affected in these impacted areas? I'm speaking now to the 5 major parishes. Approximately how many people?
360.
460.
360.
360,000. Okay, full circle. 360,000. Approximately how many of those have not been assisted in any way to this point?
Based on what I'm tracking, has been our delivery cycle into these communities.
Yes.
I'm tracking upwards of 400,000 persons affected by solely the JDF input, or output rather, in terms of last mile deliveries. I am not at this moment tracking persons who are in need unaffected. I've seen reports. So for example, even sitting here since evening, I've gotten a report for a particular community where it was said it has not been visited since the event. And when I reached into the team, there were 4 occasions, to include yesterday, that the broad community was visited. So there could exist some gaps, as you mentioned, the SDC community boundaries versus my lane situation. Yes. And there could be a few instances as well within these communities where persons do not attend maybe a particular location within the same community, yes, even in the event that aid is being given out. So we've asked him to look more prescript at that. But okay, as it is now, I'm not tracking that we have not been able to affect every community that ought to. What I say is that we are tracking 182 communities, and by the last count, we have been into no less than 280 communities.
I understand, but I'm saying how many of the 360,000 people that we would say major impact would you estimate have not received any assistance? Or we can ask, how many packages have you distributed from the government side thus far?
I said 400,000, right?
360,000.
No, packages.
No, packages. You
packages. I'm tracking over 115,000 packages.
115,000 packages.
Yes. Yes, please.
So it is fair to say, therefore, that if we should say every package goes to a different person, that we still have, is that 115,000?
115,000.
115 or
260 thereabout.
Sorry?
If you times it by 4.
He's assuming that each package serves a family of 4.
That's
how
a
package serves a family of 4.
Indeed.
So based on the packages that you have distributed, you've said that almost every family have gotten a package. By those numbers, not by every solution. By
raw numbers.
Yes. All right. And what is the desired rotation? Because it's food don't have one-off. What's the desired rotation of distribution? I mean, in a week, how many times should a family receive a package?
As we're building the system out now, we intend that on the resupply. So every 5 days then, or every 4 days, we try to get back into that space.
Every 5.
So aware. We have significant partners on the ground who are delivering into these communities. So the gaps are, as they exist, fairly well plugged GOJ assets.
Well, the reports, especially in social media, seem to suggest that a vast number of persons have not been touched, while others might have been touched on multiple occasions.
We've seen those reports. There is significant effort to ensure more, well, equitably as best we can distribute. But what I'll say, in the instances where the NEOC has received these reports or seen them online, we actually seek to verify in a number of cases, is this the case? So for example, the matter I mentioned just a while ago, we would have been able to verify that we've been in on multiple occasions in different locations within that community.
Welcome to the life of an MP.
I won't hazard mischief, but we do seek to verify whenever we see these cases come up.
In children, has there been consideration given to a child space in these areas? I don't want to say school because people believe if it's not a building, it's not a school. So as to have differentiated treatment for children so that they can get food, so that they can get sanitary facilities, temporary showers, medical intervention, psychological intervention.
So you're speaking to shelters or communities?
Either way.
What I say is that we will definitely need to look more robustly at that. What I can say is that to the extent that we have caused, for example, the Ministry of Health to go in, they have been looking prescriptively at how they've been treating children, looking at psychosocial matters as well. But we'll definitely have to seek to form a more robust system around just what you've mentioned.
Thank you. How many generators do we have intending to distribute to these commercial spaces?
What I will say is that we have just over 500 generators on hand. As we look at how to build out the program, then we'll make a determination on the numbers we're actually putting out where and when.
Reports I'm receiving is that generator can run you about $6,000 per day in fuel. How would this be paid for?
Well, we're also looking into the fuel supply in terms of supplying jerry cans and so on. It isn't my own experience and that it cost about $6,000, but the mechanisms are being explored.
If you look at, let's say, $3,000 a day, we're looking at $90,000 for the month. Small shops are incapable to afford that. It might be passed down in food prices and by extension make the thing unaffordable. These are things we have to be preemptive in considering. How are we seeking to choose these entities that will be centralized and given a competitive advantage? The
system is being looked at keenly to ensure the best use case scenario for rebuilding the economy. So the measures we put in and applied, it is being looked at.
Finally, anecdotal information that we have received is that persons are unwilling to leave the grime and the muck of their space because of no legitimate paper of ownership. Meaning a man don't want to leave the community and come back, somebody take where his house was. Is there any consideration of a temporary registration so a person can indicate from a geotag that this was the space that I was?
To the extent that we'll have to move persons around, member, then that is a part of the consideration in terms of reducing that information into our systems to ensure that whenever persons need to move back or they move out, we know exactly where they came from and what they might have been laying claim to.
Yes.
In the case where they can't provide ready evidence of
ownership. If you may allow me, Chairman, is there any strategy or method that individuals that want to share ideas and opinion can do so with the committees?
Having had the question now, I'll see to ensure we have something in place in short order for that to occur. But outside of sending an email or so on.
Churches are the most geographically dispersed unit available to the society and one of the most trusted as well. Is the church on the committee, and are we thinking of using the church for our distribution centers and even our electricity centers as well, those that remain standing?
In terms of on committees of council, ADRA, which is a Seventh-day Adventist organization, is on committee.
What's ADRA? What's that?
Seventh-day Adventist
Relief
Organization Agency, rather.
But you have a way broader network like the umbrella group of churches or the Jamaica Council of Churches.
No,
but
they're not on committee as it is, no. But nothing, we could always engraft them into it.
Right.
Nothing prevents us from doing it.
I'm just speaking to the relationships that they have had with communities and the disbursement that they
can bring.
Yes, that they can bring. Is there a reason why the Adventist was chosen separate from
No,
other
and you
churches?
said they're on the council. What council are you talking about?
Committee. So they're on the Humanitarian Assistance Committee that treats with, after the event, looking at, where we should be delivering aid to, assessments of damages and so on.
Is there a reason why the Adventist was chosen over the Catholic, the Pentecostal, the Baptist?
I couldn't hazard to say at this time. But they do have an organization within them that is peculiar to relief in times like this.
I'll consult with the Baptist to see if they have one. But no, I don't understand the choice. But it is what it is. We understand 6 months might be a period for some of these most affected communities, the electricity. Is there any system for medication, in particular storage, that is in place, especially for persons, diabetes, whatever the medicine that need to be refrigerated? A lot of people would have that difficulty now. Is there any strategy system? I know we have a generator system for the electricity. Is there, and the businesses, would they be asked to host as well for the people? Is there any system for cold storage medication that we are contemplating?
So, not specific to cold storage, extent that there are other government institutions, which would include clinics and so on, police stations, fire, JFB locations. A part of our strategy is to bring those up and give them the ability to treat with having some power at their locations. I would have to probably have some further deeper conversation with the Minister of Health and Wellness, but to the extent that we have been getting the ask to ensure that the local clinics and so on are provided with some form of power that they can treat with, for example, refrigeration, we have been trying to see to satisfy those requirements.
Have we considered ice distribution with small igloos for these persons, or any other systems such as those?
We will look at those.
Welcome back, guys. I hope you have watched this entire video to the end and you have heard and answered the questions that DAMION Crawford was asking Commander GYLE, to where is this money going? The aid money that we have been receiving from different countries going. After a few months ago, we can call it last year, 2025, we heard that Hurricane Melissa happened to Jamaica and it destroyed a very huge part of Jamaica, and in it brought a lot of commotions, and whereby the government had to go back to the drawing board on how they are going to resolve this issue, on how they are going to sustain their people, or rather bring the country back to its feet and ensure that the people of Jamaica are doing great, mainly because the people right now, they need shelter, they need clothing, they need food, they need medications, so a lot is to be done and to Jamaica due to the Hurricane Melissa tragedy. But so in it, some different countries came around and they were issuing out aid to Jamaica. In it, they were giving out money to Jamaica so as the government of Jamaica can help out the Jamaicans and Jamaica itself in terms of rebuilding it. Mainly because we know when hurricane happens, it does a lot of damages. Everything is destroyed. That's something to be so much sure of. So it has come to my realization, like the PM of Jamaica has been looting some of this money, despite of this video that happening a few months ago. I have had to bring it to you, mainly because some people are questioning on why we do call the Prime Minister Andrew Holness a corrupt leader, or rather a thief in another way. So these are just kind of the things to whereby it makes people look differently onto their Prime Minister, mainly because he does things to whereby it just directs them, to accuse him, if it's accusation, or rather to call him names, more so calling him a corrupt leader, like this aid money that it was issued out to Jamaica by other different countries, so as it can help in construction of roads, whatever that was damaged throughout the Hurricane Melissa happening. Like the money that was issued out, it was not all spent. Like some of it was being looted out. So this is what Damion Crawford was asking Commander GYLE. As we know, Commander GYLE, he is in support of the JLP party, that's for the Prime Minister Andrew Holness, and Damion Crawford, he is from the PNP party, led by Mark Golding. So the opposition side wanted to know, where is this money going? After being issued out, after being given, where do you take this money? Or what are some of the projects that you have done that can prove to us that there's something going on, yeah, after this money is being given to you as the government? So this is what Damion Crawford was asking and confronting Commander GYLE onto the parliament. Yeah, like these were some of the questions that he wanted. Like he wanted to put it straight to the people of Jamaica that this is what the government is doing after they have been giving out the money, the aid to support Jamaica and Jamaicans. So we don't usually come around and call a Prime Minister Andrew Holness a corrupt leader or a thief or whatever, but his actions, the actions that he does, just proves and shows you of what kind of a man he is. And we have had a lot of complaints to Abai. A lot of people have come around. They have been dissing their prime minister, the Jamaicans themselves. They have been dissing their prime minister. They have been talking ill about their prime minister. So don't put this burden onto my shoulders, because for me as a reactor, I just come around and say whatever the people are saying down here, and I just bring it up. I just emerges it up so it can reach a lot of people out there. If a country needs change and people cannot talk, that's where I come in and provide such kind of videos. So as it's not to incite anything or whatever, but just wanting the best of a country, no matter what country it is, whether the island, Jamaica, whether the Caribbean countries and others, whether in Africa. Yeah, I will talk about it, whether it is in my country or whatever. I will speak about it. This is just something that I'm supposed to be doing. Not that I'm the voice of the people, no, but we need to speak up. So you have heard the video, you have heard the questions that Commander GYLE was being asked by Damion Crawford. As we know, Damion Crawford is this man that he's not fearful. He is a fearless man, and he will ask any question that he wants. And we have seen him confronting Commander GYLE. So this video definitely was all about where the aid money has been going after being issued to the government of Jamaica for the help in rebuilding Jamaica after the tragedy of the Hurricane Melissa. Yeah, so it's not a recent video. It's a video done a couple months ago, but I had to bring it up onto you so you can see it and we can get to know everyone's opinion about this video. So guys, let's share our thoughts through the comment section. Let's get to interact and know what everyone thinks about this amazing video, so we can get to interact and know what's up. Yeah, thank you very much guys for following up the video with me. I was your host, the Jamaican Reactions to Abai. If you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, kindly subscribe, like and share to my YouTube channel. And to my returning subscribers, I do say thank you very much for the love and support you are always giving unto me. Always remember guys to link me up through my next videos. All I do wanna say is peace out there.